Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to give you guys the timeline for the spring 2023 intake for Masters and PhD programs in the US, Canada and Singapore. Now this is going to be applicable to some extent to the UK, Germany and Australia and stuff. But those countries do work a little bit different, so you might find the timeline a little bit off. But if you are applying to American universities especially, and of course some Canadian and Singapore universities, this timeline is going to work perfectly for you. So you might be thinking, why am I dropping this video so early? It's only November 2021, so spring 23 is like so far down the line. But the thing is, with my own experience when I applying to college, I started my whole college application preparation super early. I started, I think, around a year and a half before I actually applied. And this gave me a ton of time to figure out, what I want to do, where I want to do it, how I can prepare my profile and all that, right? So I want you guys to experience the same benefits that I experienced, and that's why I'm dropping you guys this video for spring 23 timeline, okay? So we're going to split this timeline into 4 stages, all right? So let's start with the first stage. So stage 1 is between November 2021 till January 2022. Okay, so this, I would say 3-month period is actually like a super early preparation period, right? So this is actually when you are thinking about applying to spring 23, and then what you want to do is you want to start figuring out, okay, what program do you want to go into? Do you want a master's or a PhD? If you want a master's, which country do you want to do it from? And what specialization do you want to have? What are the different programs out there available for you? Which ones are you interested in? Which ones do you actually like to do? What kind of skills you have and all that kind of stuff, right? So all of this stuff you're going to be doing within this 3-month gap. Essentially, this is like the early preparation stage where you're just trying to understand what program you're trying to get into and all that, right? Another advantage of starting this early is that you can actually use this time to build your profile, right? So if you are currently watching this video and you're thinking of applying to spring 23 and you're within stage 1, then you still have a lot of time to actually build your profile and get a better admin, right? This means that if you want to take that online course that you've been thinking about taking, maybe now is the time to do that. Maybe if you were sort of like me and you sort of just messed around in college, you didn't really have many projects or internships, now is probably the time to get started on a project or start searching for internships that you can use to build your profile when you're applying to spring 23. Okay, so when you start this early, you're gonna have a perfect understanding of what program you want to get into, and you're going to be able to figure out how you can build your profile over the coming months in order to improve your chances of getting into an amazing university. So let's move on to stage 2. Stage 2 is between February 2022 until June 2022. Okay, so this is a gap of Feb, March, April, May, June, 5 months, right? So within these 5 months, what you're going to be doing is test prep. Right? This means that if you are going to be taking the GRE, right, especially if you're going to apply to American universities and you feel that your profile is not so great and you want to take the GRE to boost your profile, then yes, you are going to be taking the GRE, and this is the time that you're going to be doing it, right? The recommended time for GRE preparation is 3 to 4 months, right? So if you take the GRE within this time gap, you're giving yourself more than enough time to prepare for the GRE really hard and get a really good score that is going to greatly improve your profile. Right? And the same goes for other examinations. For example, if you need to take the GMAT or if you need to take the IELTS or TOEFL, do it now, right? Especially for IELTS and TOEFL, those exams take about not even 1 month. I would say like 2 to 3 weeks depending on your fluency in English. And this is the time that you need to do it, right? I recommend that you guys take IELTS and TOEFL first and then move on to the GRE. So maybe take it in February and then take the GRE afterwards, right? So when you do this, you're going to be like super well in advance of the deadlines, and you're also going to leave yourself enough time for a retake in the future if necessary, right? So if you study hard the first time and you maybe don't get the score you were hoping for, you will still have like a month or 2 to prepare once again and get an even better score, right? That's why this timeline is amazing. Stage 3. So stage 3 is June of 2022. So June of 2022, hopefully you should have completed taking your examinations. If you haven't, of course, you want to take it early June. If you have taken your examinations, then now is the time to start building your SOP and asking for your letters of recommendation and working on your resume, right? So this 1 month, try to make sure that you tell your professors well in advance that you'll need a letter of recommendation. Start thinking about all the big SOP points about, why you're applying to college, how this degree will actually help you in your career, what your career goals are, what kind of companies you want to work at, what kind of roles you want to work at those companies, all these kind of stuff. Make sure that you have answers to these questions and you're working on your SOP in June 2022. Next, we move on to stage 4, which is between July and September 2022, right? So now this is the deadline stage. Now the deadlines can of course vary because the earliest deadlines for spring 23 will start from July, and I think with the earliest deadline is the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. But some other universities I know that do have deadlines in July, like super early deadlines. But traditionally, spring deadlines will be in August or September. So this is the time where you'll be putting the final touches on your essays, on your letters of recommendation, on your resumes, getting it reviewed by a professional and all that, making sure everything is perfect before you apply. Okay, so those are the 4 stages for the spring timeline. If you guys follow these stages, you're going to be well prepared for spring 23, and you'll actually have sufficient time to be able to build your profile the way you want it to, instead of waiting until the very end and then rushing your application and then maybe not getting the best admit that you could have gotten. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want more college application related help and videos, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel because that's what we do here. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.